short knee?
Hey everybody, so to commemorate this channel's 50th video ever, I wanted to do our first update video to a story we've already covered, and we just so happen to have an update on the harrowing Poolside Karen saga that followed the battle between residents at the pool area of an apartment complex where a woman named Blair Featherman can be seen acting hysterically and saying what appears to be some pretty racially charged things to members of this family. Now, I encourage you to go back and watch this video first if you want a primer. I'll put it right here for you and also leave a link in the description. But you'll remember that we left off with the Karen in question, Featherman, speaking to news outlets and claiming that it was actually she who was the victim of racial epithets and the victim of an attack where a woman apparently pulled on her hair so hard with her fake nails that the nails actually came out. And you may remember that Featherman can be seen holding what she claims are those same nails in the video itself. And you may also remember that I was wondering why the video's original poster named Jada had taken her videos off of TikTok with no statement and failed to respond to Featherman's counter-accusations. Was it a concession? I had to wonder, right? Well, I'm very happy to report that we now have precisely that, a counterclaim from Jada, and not only that, but we have third-party witnesses willing to back up Jada's account. Check this out. So, Jada Gallardo spoke with the New York Post, who has been on top of the story from the beginning. And she started by saying, the footage is little bits and pieces of her screaming and yelling, but all the videos include Mrs. Featherman acting belligerently crazy. Jada says that the footage was not seriously edited, but I have to wonder then why there's so little of it. But the next nugget might clue us in on why the recordings were spotty and short. Jada also informs us, get this, that the footage wasn't actually recorded by Jada herself, which I was surprised to hear, I'm assuming that some of you will be as well, but by a 13-year-old girl who was with Jada's group. So what that means then is that Featherman went up to a little kid and actually smacked her phone out of her hand, which is, as hopefully most of us can easily agree, way worse. Jada goes on to say that a lot of people were getting mad from other parties attending the pool area that day. One of these people was actually a woman named Melanie Rangel Olmedo, and she offered an eyewitness account that seems to back up Jada's version of events much more than Featherman's. On the issue of her recent claim to the media that members of Jada's party were calling her racial epithets first, Olmedo says she didn't hear anyone say anything like that to her at all. She also claimed that Featherman's behavior was so out of control that one father at the pool that fateful day actually took his two daughters home because he didn't want them exposed to the kinds of things she was saying in her ranting. She also mentioned that the police, which we see the video quick cut to them showing up, only arrived after, and this is in Olmedo's own words, hours of this going on. On the question of the people in Featherman's party who appear to be apologizing for her actions in the clip, she says that a member of Featherman's group that day kept apologizing, and what's more, showed the New York Post a screenshot of a post by an account called Rachel Lynn on Gallardo's video, claiming to be a member of Featherman's group that day, and saying she, and in fact their entire group, were, quote, so embarrassed by her actions. Even more juicy than this is the issue of Featherman's biggest claim, meaning the claim that she was attacked and her hair ripped at so violently that the attacker's fake nails came out in her hair. On this issue, Jada Gallardo says that Featherman and, quote, another woman got into a brief fight. I don't know if that means she didn't know this woman, which would be odd if she was with the group and she was going back and forth with this group and then fighting a woman from a totally different group. That seems strange. I think it's probably more likely that Jada didn't want to dox whoever her family member / friend was that she got into a fight with. But she says another woman got into a brief fight with her, and that while she didn't personally witness the supposed fight, she did find a big wad of brown hair on the ground after the fact. The thing is, Featherman is blonde, like very blonde, unmistakably blonde. So if Jada is telling the truth here, and obviously this is he said, she said, it could possibly even be true that not only did Blair Featherman lie about being herself the first victim of racially charged verbiage, she may have actually been the one who lost nails and pulled out someone's hair herself. But that's not all, folks, because we actually have something that may be even juicier than all of that. Because only a few days ago, a publication that I don't think I'd ever heard of personally, called The Messenger, recovered an audio recording of Blair Featherman's boyfriend, who can be seen in the video holding her down like an asylum patient, calling 911. And you're not going to believe what he told the dispatcher. Featherman's man, who is named Devron Code for some reason, can be heard telling dispatchers that the Mexican family, quote, looked like they were armed, and said that Blair had been attacked by multiple people. Check this out.
Hello, can you get somebody here right now? The police need to come here. The police need to come here right now.
We're getting some help. Where are you located?
Hello.
What is happening?
Please get the police here right now.
Sir, they're
Right now.
coming. Is anybody
Right now.
injured?
Yes, we have somebody harmed right now. We have somebody harmed right now.
Okay. How are they injured?
She's injured. She was attacked. She was attacked by multiple people. By multiple people.
Okay, does anyone have weapons?
Yes. Yes. You hearing this?
Yes, I'm hearing everything. Are you hearing me? Who has weapons?
Are you hearing this right now? Get away from us.
Sir, how many
Get away
people
from
are
us.
there?
There's like 30 people here that don't belong in this complex. That do not belong in this complex.
Okay, does anyone have a weapon?
I have no idea. They look like they do.
Okay,
They
so you
look like
haven't
they-
actually seen any.
No, we have not seen any weapons.
Who's injured?
My girlfriend's injured.
Okay, where is she injured?
She's okay. Hold on. Hold on. Are you okay? Hold on. Okay, hold on. She's fine. We were just trying to call security because
Okay.
they did not belong here. They don't live here. They
Okay.
did not belong here.
I
and
understand.
and they're having all kinds of people coming in to the complex. They don't
Okay.
have key fobs to get into security. They don't belong here. They stole her phone. They attacked her and stole her phone.
You don't come out of
Keep her separated.
I don't care. You can't come out of kid.
Ron, keep her separated.
You can hear her saying the infamous low-class slime line on the phone call, which the dispatcher even remarks on when she's like, yep, I can hear the whole thing. And so that confirms that this was the same call the boyfriend can be seen making in the footage itself. We hear him claim that she was attacked by a bunch of people and say that she's harmed, but you can almost hear the disbelief in the dispatcher's voice as she's asking him who's injured and how and where, and she never actually gets an answer because once he finally asks her Featherman, right, if she's okay, you can hear her say, "Fine, I'm fine." And then he very quickly switches gears to complaining about how they have 30 people there and don't live there. Which makes me wonder, if Featherman was just the victim of a violent attack and the hair ripping, as she claimed, why could the dispatcher not seem to get a straight answer out of the boyfriend about how she had been injured? You'd be most likely to say, yeah, her hair was ripped out by some lady that attacked her. If that were the case, but instead we hear him dance around the question the dispatcher keeps asking. Also, notice that he makes another accusation we haven't heard yet, that these people she's arguing with apparently stole her phone. Pretty crazy. So what do you guys make of all this? Does any of this make Featherman's version of events seem more or less suspicious? Do you think she was actually the one attacked, or maybe did she do the attacking herself? Does it make it dramatically worse that she hit the phone out of the hand of a 13-year-old child when I'm assuming we all thought, just like I thought, that it was an adult the whole time, and she still somehow didn't go to jail? I'm very curious to hear all of your takes on this update and encourage you to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks as always for watching. See ya!